Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and a brand new video and something very different today, but at the same time I think it's significant, at least to me it is. Um, I've just really realized just a few hours ago that my TNA collection video, which I posted almost 2 weeks ago tomorrow, has actually reached 100 views. And it may not be a huge number for many YouTubers, especially the established ones, but it is to me, and it means a lot to me to see how so many people having watched that video and have actually watched that video rather. It just means the world. So thank you guys for watching it, and there will be more, obviously more videos as to what I want to showcase, not just from my collection, but as to talk about in general, or it could be anything related to the world of professional wrestling DVDs or anything of the sorts. But I'm definitely down for making more videos after that. It's given me a boost, and it's giving me adrenaline to bring you more videos, and here, this is why I'm here. So to talk about professional DVDs in general, I'm a bit slow, obviously, because I've been collecting the TNA ones to be up to date and actually have all the ones that have been released except 3. I've been quite slow, and but at the same time, I think I've done my very good job in making 7 in 7 months to reach where I wanted to reach, and I was actually started doing today what I said at the beginning of one of my videos a few weeks ago. I've started watching TNA again from the beginning, and I forget how great TNA was sometimes. And it's not just the fact that I forget, it was just the fact, the novelty of it all at the time, back in 2002. We didn't think, or at least many wrestling fans didn't think, that TNA was going to become as big as it became, and obviously it had a bit of a downfall, but now I just say it's on the rise now. The fact that they're putting it up with AEW and everything else, the Kenny Omega stuff. I'm not going to spoil Slammiversary for anyone at the moment, but there's some great stuff happened at Slammiversary, and it was a great show all around. Can't wait to order that on DVD. Speaking of TNA DVDs, obviously, like I mentioned, I've been a bit slow, but I will be, hopefully in the next few days even, I will be pre-ordering Rebellion via my good friends at the Wrestling Store UK. Great prices, great customer service. You can never go wrong. If you ever want to get professional wrestling DVDs and you're from the UK and Europe, I highly recommend them. The service is just phenomenal. So top notch, guys. I will be pre-ordering Rebellion, as I said. I do plan on ordering Slammiversary once it's out. I do believe Rebellion will be available tomorrow on their website. I'll leave a link on the comment section in the description, so you can actually check out their store. They have amazing merchandise from all sorts of every promotion there is. I've been a bit slow when it comes to WWE DVDs. I haven't picked up WrestleMania Backlash, and I haven't picked up Best of WrestleMania events yet, but I will eventually as well, just to keep up the collection. I'm going to rearrange my WWE DVDs purely because when I set up my shelf just before we got locked down last March, I had just purchased the shelves that you see behind me here, and obviously I had to place all of them. But when it got to the main pay-per-views, because I have all the main pay-per-views together, like Royal Rumbles together, WrestleManias together, SummerSlams, etc. The fact that I had them all together, I didn't actually have space to add last year's WrestleMania, this year's WrestleMania, or last year's Royal Rumble, and this year's Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and so on. But I do plan on rearranging it so all pay-per-views, main pay-per-views, continue to be together. Continue and having, after 2019, having all the 2020 pay-per-views together, and so on. And it'll continue on with 2021. It's something that I love to do. I love to rearrange, because I forget sometimes as to what I have and what I don't have in my collection, and it's phenomenal to actually witness. And it's like, it takes you a trip down memory lane. I remember back in 2012, I had just got a new job, and I thought I'd catch up with WWE DVDs, apart from the Tech Classics, which those were the only ones I was collecting back then. And the fact that these Tech Classics pretty much gave me a boost to catch them all, like, to quote Pokemon there, but I had to catch them all and buy them all. It was great, because I was always very interested to see what was coming up next. I remember Silvervision would send out new products alerts via email, and it was always very exciting, because they always left me intrigued as to before I opened up the email, whether it was a New Tech Classic or it was an upcoming bio. I don't Wrestling DVD News. I absolutely love, and I full credit to that website. I love it to bits. Credit to Daniel and Mark, but Daniel especially. We still remain in contact, and I remember because here in Gibraltar, I used to buy them in Region 1 because one of my local stores here used to bring them in Region 1 instead of Region 2, so I didn't have to wait a few months. So whenever I would see them at this local store, I would pick them up. And I remember I was quite, I want to say active. I was relatively new to it, but the fact that they would actually have them in so early, I remember getting a few, especially, I believe it was the Rock vs. Cena Once in a Lifetime. And I remember purchasing that, I think it was 2 weeks before it came out in the States. And it was actually already available here. And I remember just getting it, and I remember sending it to the guys, and with many other DVDs, sending it to the guys at Wrestling DVD News. To pretty much show what the artwork looks like and everything else. The spine, the back, obviously they would post it because W would send it to them in advance. But I mean, it was to get the physical and actually showcase what it looked like physically. But 2012 did that for me. 2013, and then from 2013 onwards, I made it a point where I wanted to have every pay-per-view up to that point. I picked up all of 2012. I believe I picked up all of 2011 a little bit later, and instead of that at the time. But from 2013 onwards, from the Royal Rumble till present day, I just bought every single pay-per-view and every bio. I don't think I've missed any particular bios when it comes to WWE, except the Divas Tropical Pleasure, Divas Undressed DVDs. Those are the only ones I don't have. But I do believe maybe there's a few I'm missing, but I don't know how much I'm missing. I know I'm missing some from the Superstar series. I only have 3 from the Superstar series. I have Kofi Kingston, I have the Daniel Bryan one, and I believe I have the Zack Ryder one. No, actually I don't have the Kofi Kingston one. I have the Sheamus one instead. But it's a set. I remember I just got them because I thought I'll never see a Zack Ryder DVD, and I wasn't wrong. They never really released a compilation set of his or on his career or like on his life or anything, which is quite remarkable if you dig into it. Matt Cardona, to his credit, has had a phenomenal life, and he beat cancer, and he's an inspiration to so many people. And if many people only knew how much he's gone through, but he's such a fanatic in a good way. And he's pretty much another inspiration, not just because of what he went through in his life, but with his wrestling figure collecting. I associate it with my good friend, the Zone for Punk. We associate ourselves pretty much like Brian Myers and Matt Cardona do. We talk a lot about professional wrestling news. We talk shop, as they say. And so many things. I mean, we do want to, there's still, and I've said it a lot recently, but I do want to emphasize it on it a bit more. We just haven't gotten around to it, obviously, because we're always so busy with our own personal lives. But the Zone for Punk and I do want to record and continue to have maybe a monthly podcast on the world of professional wrestling DVDs. Maybe we can focus on one particular DVD or focus on particular sets that never got like a volume 2 or volume 3. I'm talking about, especially in particular, Best of Confidential Volume 1. I do believe a Volume 2 was going to be released, and it just never did. But it's stuff like that we talk about, and he's been a great help when it comes to my Impact Wrestling stuff, because he's the one that's told me which ones are rare, which ones aren't, and which ones are hard to find. And believe me, there is a lot of them that are very hard to find. I put up a post on, if you remember the Wrestling DVD Room on Facebook, you've probably seen my post. I put up a post, what has been the hardest DVD for you guys to find, and what has been the easiest. And there's some people who have found some rarities easy to find, and they've found some easy ones very hard to find. And one of them that's apparently very rare, but I actually found it at the click of a button. I just searched on eBay, Impact Wrestling One Night Only, and this came up. And as soon as I saw it, I just snapped it and I bought it straight away. And that was World Cup 2016. And according to the Zone for Punk, it doesn't show up very often. So I guess I was lucky. But like everything else, I'm just grateful to share my wisdom, my knowledge when it comes to professional wrestling DVDs. I do want to learn more about what's rare when it comes to Impact Wrestling. I think after this 7-month journey, I've learned which ones are very rare and which ones aren't. But I mean, with WWE DVDs, I think I picked up many of them, like especially in 2012, 2013. I think I picked up many at the right time, in every sense of the word. I picked up so many that I didn't have, or that I didn't even know had a 2-disc version, especially the stuff like I mentioned in an earlier video, like The Rock Just Bring It. There's a 2-disc version that not many people know about. There's a 2-disc version of the Self-Destruction of the Ultimate Warrior, which is a collector's edition, and so many other things, and I'm just so grateful to have it and have them in my collection now, because I think they're becoming so rare. And I got I believe is FYE, Trish Stratus collector's edition, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. That DVD in particular, there's a special edition, and I actually got that, for $10 back in 2012. I believe it goes for a lot of money these days. But when I met Trish in 2015, it was one of the things I took for her to sign. So I guess it probably increased the value a lot more. It's just a fun journey. It's like every collection available in the world, that you have to continue. And like even when 2014 hit, and I saw a lot of people, and I mean a lot of people, sell their collections, I never sold mine, and I was never going to sell it anyway, because like I mentioned in one of my videos a few weeks ago, the collection is not only mine, it's my brother's too. And the fact that it is my brother's too, like even if he were to say to sell them, I probably wouldn't. I'm just so proud to have them, and to actually have them displayed all in catalog order, and like a bit OCD in that sense. But I think people display them in different ways. They actually have them in alphabetical order. There's a lot of people that have them in the way they were released, in release order, like by Superstar. I mean, if I did that by Superstar, like I think Hulk Hogan would probably take up like half the shelf, because there is so many Hulk Hogan Coliseum videos which I own on DVD, and there's so many after like WWE Home Video, and like if you had the Hulk Still Rules, and then you had unreleased collector series, the Ultimate Anthology, and there's Columbia House Hulk Hogan releases, there's WS releases as well. Old Coliseum, it doesn't really matter. But I mean, he's had a lot of releases: Ultimate Warrior, Randy Savage, Bret Hart. I mean, Undertaker even. It would be great to do that by Superstar. Even Austin, Stone Steve Austin would be great to have, like his entire collection of releases all together. But I mean, it's like everything else, like people display them in different ways, and I enjoy like looking on YouTube as to how people display their collections. It's always very fascinating to see. One thing I always say, people like think I'm crazy when I say this, but I remember prior to getting these shelves, because these shelves were at my parents' house, but I remember before getting them, I actually had a notepad, documents written where I actually wrote how I wanted them to be displayed. That's how OCD my collection became, and it still is to this day. If I know if something's missing, and I know in what way they're missing. Is it because maybe it's been taken out, it's not been placed properly, or etc., etc., etc. So many things. But it's a fun journey, guys, and I see a lot of people wanting to buy collections now because of what's happened with Peacock and the WWE Network in the United States, and Canada, I believe, as well. I'm not sure. But I mean, I think we're very lucky in Europe that the WWE Network is still intact. The way it was when it launches, the way we still have it, and long may it continue to be that way. But at the end of the day, if we lost the WWE Network in Europe, I'm very proud to have my collection to fall back on. If I ever want to watch like one of the bios, especially stuff like Hulk Still Rules, or the hardcore DVD that came out in 2001, some of the rarities, I can just go to my shelf, pick it up, play it, and put the disc in and just watch it. I'm just so grateful to have continued this collection, and to have been able to have the funds, and then to be able to continue it as well. It's a fun journey. That's all I'm going to say. But I do want to come back, and maybe in a few days, not this week, but I mean, I do want to come back in a few days when things are a bit more relaxed at home, and we're getting our bathroom done. And once that's done, I want to maybe do reviews, maybe have like a live Q&A. You guys, if you guys want to ask me about wrestling DVD collecting, what's my favorite, talk about wrestling in general. I think right now wrestling's at an all-time high when it comes to WWE. I think Money in the Bank was excellent. The fact that live crowds have returned has added so much to the programming, and there's only been 3 shows with a live crowd since last SmackDown on last Friday, then Money in the Bank, and then Monday Night Raw. Some amazing surprises. I'm so glad John Cena's back. I'm a John Cena fan. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Impact Wrestling, Slammiversary, like I mentioned before, amazing show. I mean, some many surprises as well. AEW, I haven't watched this week's Dynamite yet, but I've been told it's very good. But you know, there is always something to watch, and you don't slack the product. Just enjoy what you enjoy, and let others enjoy. I even posted a tweet on this. But that's where I'm at, really, when it comes to my collection and collecting and wrestling in general. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing a Bryan Danielson shirt, or Daniel Bryan, whatever you want to call him. A lot of rumors going around that he's signed for AEW. I look forward to seeing where he does end up. Wherever he ends up, we all know he's going to be a hit, and it will be great to see him wrestle again. And I think it's only been almost 3 months since we last saw him wrestle, and I think we miss him already. But I do believe he wants to do Japan as well, and it would be great if he ended up in Japan. I think he could add a lot to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Maybe he could be the one to become IWGP champion, or maybe even go to TNA, and maybe he's the person that dethrones Kenny Omega as TNA World Champion. I don't think he'll be the one to do it for the AEW World Championship. I'd love to see Hangman Page be the man to do it. I think Hangman is an amazing wrestler. He's a star in the making. I mean, just that pop he got alone at Double or Nothing was just phenomenal. You know, I'm a really big fan of his work. He's one of my favorite wrestlers in the world today. But yeah, I mean, I could rant on about wrestling forever. It's one of my favorite things. It's something I've been a fan of for almost, I believe it's already been 30 years. But I thank my brother for that, for getting me into it in every sense of the word. But the passion is always going to be there. You know, I don't care what people say about it. I mean, I still enjoy it. And there's a lot of people that I've met thanks to wrestling, and I'm very grateful for it. I mean, I'm a part of the NoGQ.com team as well. And I love those guys to bits. Aaron, Jeff, you know, Cindy, and Noah, and Jeff. I love them all to bits. You know, just the fact that I'm able to write about professional wrestling means the world to me. And it's going to get better from here. I do have 2 articles scheduled to appear on NoGQ in the next few days. And if you followed my work, I'll probably post a link to them I remember writing about who I feel should be in the Hall of Fame. I wrote part 1, then I wrote a part 2 focused on people that wrestling personalities that people never mention for Hall of Fame honor, but they were worthy of it, in my opinion. But it's endless, you know, and I'll post a link. I'm going to have merch available very soon for my NoGQ stuff. I call it, my section is called The Great Debate, and after the Hall of Fame one, I still haven't decided what my topic is going to be, or topic of debate is going to be, but I'm pretty sure it will be something worthwhile and worth reading. So anyway, I'll be back hopefully in the next few days. I'll be maybe do the live Q&A whenever things calm down here, and once that bathroom is done, which it's almost is, and once it is, I mean, I'll probably be able to sit down and talk to you guys a bit more. So thanks again for the 100 views. It means the world to me, and I'll be back with another video, hopefully in the next few days. Take care, thanks for watching, and I'll see you very soon.